Ever since I learned what a flat character arc was, I've known that whenever a character uses talk no jutsu, it's technically a flat character arc. But now that I've read the source of flat character arcs, I can present a more convincing argument defending them and showing their value as a writing technique. The Yukihiro Soma of YouTube is back. Dig in. KM Weiland went into detail on how flat character arcs should play out in her book, Creating Character Arcs. I'll show a summary on screen. Pause if you want to read it, because I want to get to Naruto faster. Weiland uses Batman Begins and Winter Soldier as examples for flat character arcs. Because I like these two movies, I'll show you how she applied these steps to them. Once again, I'll show them on screen. Neither of these arcs used every single detail, but that's fine. Not every single step needs to be executed in order for the arc to be considered good. Now that I've established how elite cinema uses flat arcs, we can see how it's done in anime. I have to start with Naruto because it's the most iconic manga when it comes to executing flat arcs, so much so that it has its own fandom specific name for it, talk no jutsu. Anytime another anime or manga does something similar, the fandom calls it by this name. I'll start with the first major flat arc, which is against Zabuza. The lie is ninja are tools, the truth is ninja are humans. Zabuza's ghost that causes him to believe the lie is his tragic backstory. The normal world believes the lie. This is shown by one of the ninja rules being to never show emotions. Unlike Weiland's steps, Naruto is only pitted against the lie in the third act, right before the climax. But he does gain information that helps him take down the lie in Act 2. He met Haku and learned about his devotion to Zabuza. Then in their Act 3 fight, he learns more about Haku's backstory and human emotions. This information allows him to use his words to cut down the lie like a knife to Zabuza's face. Zabuza has a positive arc and joins the truth, allowing him to help the heroes in the final attack. In the resolution, Zabuza shows his change by asking to be placed by Haku's corpse. It's a little messy in terms of order, and the lie and truth are explicitly introduced late, which prevents them from debating multiple times, but it still hits a lot of the major steps. There's the normal world, lie versus truth, information to defeat the lie, and supporting character being persuaded by the truth. My next example will be Neji. The lie is that you can't change your fate. The truth is that you can. Neji's ghost that causes him to believe the lie is his tragic backstory. If Hinata vs Neji is Act 2, then Naruto is confronted with the lie back here, but he's unable to properly combat it. In Act 3, during their fight, Neji explains his backstory to Naruto. At the moment, it looks like the lie is far stronger than the truth, but the backstory is the information Naruto needs to defeat the lie. He exposes Neji's hypocrisy and repressed desire for the truth, leaving the latter speechless. Naruto proves the truth right when he defeats Neji. In the resolution, Neji now believes the truth. This was better because the lie was introduced earlier, allowing more of the steps to be used. My next example is Pain. The lie is that people can't understand each other, so peace must be achieved by force. The truth is that people can understand each other, and peace doesn't require force. Pain's ghost that causes him to believe the lie is his tragic backstory. In this arc, Naruto doesn't meet Pain until their final confrontation in Act 2, so there isn't really any engagement between the lie and the truth beforehand. The conversation starts with Naruto asking why Pain is doing all his evil activities. Pain states that he wants to create peace and deliver justice on Konoha by wreaking the same havoc they wreaked on his village in the past. He explains parts of his backstory and says that he is seeking vengeance because people will never be able to understand each other. His line about the shinobi world being ruled by hatred is the normal world ruled by the lie. When Pain asks how Naruto will confront the hatred and create peace, Naruto has no answer. This is the personal attack. Pain's goal is to show the world unimaginable terror and pain, to force it into stability and peace. But the peace will never be permanent, because in his eyes, humans can't understand each other, and the cycle of hatred can never be ended. The second personal attack is when Pain seemingly kills Hinata. Naruto's low moment is metaphorically represented by him losing control and unleashing 6 tails, eventually going up to 8. The ally that pulls him out of his slump is Minato, his father. Naruto asks him for the solution to his problems, but Minato tells him that he doesn't know, but he believes his son will find the answer. Naruto comes back with new confidence, and Pain says his doubt is erased, just like the steps. Pain tries to destroy Naruto's belief in the truth, but he's unwavering. In Act 3, Naruto goes to meet Nagato for their final debate. Naruto asks to hear Nagato's backstory, which gives him the information to beat the lie. The other piece of information comes from Jiraiya's book. Naruto uses these to make his final decision, which is to spare Nagato, despite the fact that he still hates him for hurting Konoha. He doesn't have a solid answer to how he will achieve peace, but he promises to find peace, and not through force. After this speech, Nagato understands Naruto and believes in the truth. He shows his belief by reviving all the people he killed that day. On the surface, this seems sloppy, but it's only because the story doesn't spell it out explicitly like in the past. Let's examine the lie and the truth again. The lie is that people can't understand each other, so peace must be achieved by force. The truth is that people can understand each other, and peace doesn't require force. In this climax, Naruto decided not to use force against Nagato, and then he decided to understand him, which led to a peaceful solution that broke the cycle of hatred between them. He brought peace through understanding, even though he didn't realize it. I had to mention this one because of how well it hits the steps. There was a normal world, lie versus truth, a reactive MC lacking information, the MC being tempted away from the truth, an intense personal defeat, a moment where the MC doubts his ability to beat the lie, an ally uplifting the MC, new info about the lie that allowed the hero to overcome it, and an ally joining the truth. My last example is Sasuke, which spans multiple arcs. The lie is that power is more important than bonds. The truth is that power isn't more important than bonds. Sasuke's ghost that causes him to believe the lie is his tragic backstory. It starts in the Sasuke recovery arc, where Sasuke leaves his village and friends in pursuit of power. The recovery team rejects this lie by trying to bring back Sasuke. Naruto engages with the lie in his fight against Sasuke, and then the arc starts taking unorthodox directions. Sasuke sticks to the lie and defeats Naruto, but he isn't fully committed to the lie because he doesn't kill Naruto for power. This is Naruto's first personal attack. In the Tenchi Bridge arc, Naruto is able to persuade Sai into believing the truth, but Sasuke returns and is fully dedicated to his lie. Naruto tries to expose that Sasuke is repressing his desire for the truth since he didn't kill him, but Sasuke plays it off like an intentional strategy, but he also contradicts himself by saying that it was on a whim. He tries to fix his mistake of not killing Naruto before, showing his dedication to the lie. He's only stopped by Orochimaru. Sasuke's belief in the lie is too strong to be shaken by Naruto. Furthermore, the Uchiha completely outclasses his former teammates in battle. This is another low point and personal attack on Naruto, with Naruto breaking down into tears after the loss. Act 3 of this character arc is at the end of the story. Once again, Sasuke wants to sacrifice his bond for power, but for different reasons. He wants to kill Naruto so that he'll be the strongest man alive and public enemy number 1, bringing peace to a common enemy. He wants to achieve peace with power, not bonds. He also severs his bonds by being cold towards Sakura. In his conversation before the fight, he takes pride in his lack of bonds and his achieved power. Despite all this, Naruto is the only one who never tries to cut his bond with Sasuke. In the end, Naruto beats Sasuke, and when they have their conversation lying on the ground, Naruto's speech about how strong his bond with Sasuke is allows Sasuke to have a change of heart. In Sasuke's inner monologue, he reveals that his bond was just as strong on his side. Like Naruto, every time Sasuke saw Naruto suffer, he felt the pain too. Finally, Sasuke admits defeat. In the resolution, peace is attained by bonds and understanding, not with power. Bonds with Sasuke, bonds with the 5 nations, bonds with the tailed beasts. Like the arc against Pain, I love how dynamic this flat arc is. Naruto loses to the lie twice before finally overcoming it, giving him 2 personal attacks. Sasuke initially doesn't fully commit to the lie in his first win, but in the second, he's all in. Furthermore, Sasuke's application of the lie evolves. First, it's used to kill Itachi, but then it's used to bring peace. Before his exchange, Sasuke is revealed to have been repressing his belief in the truth all along, adding complexity to the arc. In the resolution, Naruto gains an ally in Sasuke, who proves his change by teaming up to undo the infinite Tsukiyomi. This is pure cinema. I already like Talk no Jutsu, but after performing the surgical breakdown, I've realized that Kishimoto puts on a clinic for nearly every flat arc. Furthermore, for each of these flat arcs, the antagonists, the main representative of the lie, become an ally and join the truth. Weiland never says this has to happen. In fact, her examples have allies changing, but by having the antagonist change, it increases the power of the flat arc, because the antagonist rejected the truth even more than any of the allies did. This is top tier writing. What about other stories that have flat arcs? Unfortunately, this video is too long for my taste, so I'll save that for the second half. I plan to cover Bleach, MHA, Black Clover, Demon Slayer, and JJK. Read a screenwriting book.